The game just began, and Football Eddie doesn't have a great start. Normally, uh, normally, you want to have a structure followed up with the roads, which Football Eddie has had twice in a row. Here's the road, but no structure. Rekindled spirit is sacrifice creature, Doctor Scrolls. What's the one that heals? What's the spell that destroys your creature and heals the idol? I think it's a growth spell. I have a very tough time memorizing scroll names. Anyway, that would have been the only scroll that he could have played that would have healed his idol, and he didn't run anyway. Rot Eater comes out, direct center for Bronol. Turn 3, Football Eddie still has nothing. Samada Shift this turn. He could get lucky with a 50-50 shot for a Kinfolk Veteran. Does he get it? Does he get it? He does not. He doesn't get it. He gets the Oblivion Seeker, which could be soul stealed, but it's probably better to play a creature because, trust me, if there's one thing you need to do against Samada control, one thing you don't need to do is damage the other person's units, because they're going to damage it themselves, or destroy it themselves via fertile soils, etc. Okay. Bronol has a Life Stealer, which is really great in this matchup because it can heal itself after being dealt damage. It also has a high amount of health. Harvester, he can't really be played right now because it'll probably be destroyed before it ever does anything. So it looks like a Life Stealer turn. Essence Feast, thank you. No, not the Order one, the Growth one. I'll look after this game. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, Football Eddie with another Samada Shift, and unlucky gets the second Oblivion Seeker. Odds were that he would be getting a Kinfolk Veteran there, but now, with just the Oblivion Seeker, all he can do afterwards is play a Watcher, and that's not gonna be enough. Watcher can take 3 damage this turn from the Cursemonger if Bronol decides not to go for idols, and that's significant if he takes this to 1, because Frostgale would then destroy it, or any sort of, Quake's going to do 3 damage to it anyway, but we'll see what he decides to do. He is going to go for the idol damage and play a Harvester behind. Football Eddie with lots of spells goes for the Languid first. That means we will... Okay, we're definitely not seeing a Quake now. Erode on the Watcher. Now, had he damaged the Watcher, that Watcher would then be destroyed. Excuse me, but it's not that big of a deal. As we see, a Frostgale was played and takes it to 1 anyway. Return to Nature and Quake in hand means next turn, Football Eddie can Quake, Return to Nature. Oh, it's going to be devastating. Oh, that's going to be horrible. How can you even play against that right now? You can't. Yeah, just do idle damage, drop your Oblivion Seeker. I mean, of course, Bronol doesn't know that it's coming. We know it's coming because we can see both hands. But I'm thinking, like, is there any way he could possibly make this... That's going to be so bad. Just turn away. Don't look if you care about units. Because there's the Quake. Followed up by... Now, actually... So he's not able to get the Oblivion Seeker. He's obviously going to get the Harvester here. Which means he cannot get the Oblivion Seeker. So a small consolation prize for Bronol. Because of that positioning. Gets rid of the Brain Lice in favor of... Ooh, Witch Doctor's really nice here. There it comes. Has a Necrogeddon in hand. Blightbear, Festering Freak. Probably won't see Festering Freak come down. Not in this matchup. Like I said... Oh, so the Langos are just brutal. Those Languid Brain Lice. Like I said earlier, I think Bronol switched to Decay because he anticipated Football Eddie to switch his deck, but he didn't. So that's why we see, scrolls like Festering Freak. And 6 resources for Bronol means Harvester, Darkling? Okay. Okay. I'll play ball with that. 0 idle damage coming from the Life Stealer, unfortunately, which means 0 healing. Languid is so powerful. Frostgale in hand for Football Eddie. These are 7-cost Quakes. He can't Frostgale and Quake. But he can Quake and Soul Steal. And there's the Quake. Soul Steal on either the Witch Doctor. He does go the Witch Doctor. That takes the Harvester to 2. And another Quake in hand, but it's 9 cost now. Frostgale in hand as well for Football Eddie. So he can't Quake next turn. He even sacrifices for Decay, so he definitely can't Quake next turn. Does Bronol Necrogeddon here? He's going to 7. Bronol is Necrogeddoning. I like it. That's 2 idols down. 5 health left on Football Eddie's last idol. If Bronol is able to snipe any amount of damage to take it to 2, I know Bronol runs Darklings, so he would win the game. All he has to do is get this idol to 2 health. Meanwhile, Football Eddie gonna drop a Rat King Necro, so that's gonna make it a lot harder because all of Bronol's units are about to be destroyed. Now the good news about this is that Football Eddie destroys all of his units with a Quake. I mean, that's good for Bronol. There's Darkling number 1. He doesn't necessarily need to drop it yet, though. He can drop... Okay, he's going to drop it. He's going to drop the Blight Barrel along with it. I was going to say he could drop the Festering Freak instead. It has a little bit more staying power. Soul Steal, for example, goes off. And wow, all 3 Samana shifts for Football Eddie have summoned Oblivion Seeker. Not one has summoned a Kinfolk Veteran. Now, Brain Lice onto the Blightbearer. And I believe Bronol has a Necrogeddon, but you don't really need to use it right now. I mean, these units are probably going to be destroyed themselves. You would think, right? Ooh, Halls of Umlasa. If he Halls of Umlasas, he can redraw his Darkling. If he's lucky, he can redraw it every turn. And it's only a matter of time before he would win the game. That's a little bit luck dependent, but I mean, hey, it's a valid thing he could do. Otherwise, he has to drop units here and wait for a Necrogeddon, going for the Damning Curse on his own Blightbearer, which will destroy these husks in a couple turns. But if he Necrogeddon, I'm not sure about the Damning Curse. I think I would have rather, because of Necrogeddon, like I think I would have rather, he can even Rat King Necro here. Wow. I mean, either way, he would have been in a tough spot. I mean, if he Halls of Umlasa there, left his Blightbearer alive, at least Football Eddie would have had to have destroyed the Blightbearer himself and then be poisoned. And if he played the Halls of Umlasa, have the opportunity to draw the Darkling. If he Necros here, that play will be entirely wasted by Bronol. His Damning Curse, there it is. So basically, Bronol destroyed his Blightbearer for Football Eddie. He did him a favor. And at this point, Football Eddie's going to have tons of idle damage, clear the board, and he himself will be a turn away from winning the game. Via God Hand, via if he draws another Necrogeddon, Watchers. There's tons of things. There's the Darkling. Man, oh man. Well, you gotta play the Darkling. Wow. So close. I hate beating a dead horse, but imagine if Halls of Umlasa was in play. Imagine if he got lucky and drew the Darkling. He could just play 2 Darklings this turn, and he would he would be so close to winning the game. I almost want to say it's a near guaranteed win. Just because he has Necrogeddon in hand as well. But there's the God Hand for Football Eddie. That's going to be game. This was really close. This was a good matchup. Well done to Bronol. Well done to Football Eddie. I mean, he played this deck very well. And there's the surrender. Football Eddie advances.